Hey, hello. Welcome to week 4 of our class. Today I'm doing the video from my office at school. I think one of you has been in here before. We moved over the summer, and as you can tell, it's not looking good. I have to unpack some boxes still. But anyway, as you might have heard or saw from my emails, I tried to do I did do a video, but it was much too long for YouTube, apparently 18 minutes. So I'm going to try to make this 10 minutes or less. Um, it's going to be here about your paper A. If you haven't already downloaded, printed it out, please do that immediately. It's due this Sunday at midnight, and there's an assignment tool right on our Cougar Courses website. I think it's on the left-hand side. Go ahead and access that tool, and then you can, what I would really like you to do is please just cut and paste your paper into the box, into the text box. You can also attach it if you want, just to be on the safe side, or better yet, make it into a PDF if you know how to do that. Otherwise, it gets really hard for me to always have to download every single paper I receive. So please just cut and paste your final product. Now this is where this video will come in handy. Final means you have gone through several drafts, okay? So by now, you should have already interviewed your other person. The point of the paper is for you to compare and contrast someone else's childhood, usually around the issue of a historical difference or national difference, like in another country. Someone who grew up in another country or both. And some of you have emailed me for exceptions, and so far the exceptions have been fine. So I wanted to, page 1 gives you the steps. So the steps we're at right now is writing. I want you to already be, have done the interview, thought about your childhood, begin thinking about what course material could help you best illustrate what you are discovering. And there's a forum that's was created for this week for you to be able to include like maybe an introduction or one of your analytical paragraphs. So there's already, when I checked, there was 3, there might be 5 already. I forget if I looked at that this morning. When I looked yesterday, okay? The biggest, kind of first most important page is your page 2, and this is where it's the structure of the paper, okay? Your introduction is about a paragraph and a half long. You could do small paragraphs, but about a half a page-ish. And the tip that I have for you about this is that you should write this after you've actually written your paper, most of your paper, because you do not know how to introduce someone you've never met, right? So you won't know how to write a good intro paragraph until you've done your analysis, okay? The next part of your paper, the biggest part of your paper, is in the next section, the body of the paper. Now let me go back. If you saw my comments for the students who posted already on our forum for this week, you'll see that for each of them I put, like on their paper I said introduction, and then I helped them revise their paragraph. Well, I want you to put in subtitles. It'd be great. It's a short paper, but it's a really wonderful and explicit way to organize your thoughts. Okay, so your first subtitle is introduction, half a page or so. Then you can call it comparing childhoods. You can have something more witty than that for your body of your paper. And this is where you need to do lively examples. Okay, so you don't say, well, one similarity between me and my Uncle John is that we both didn't have fathers growing up, and that was really hard for both of us. In such and such study, they talk about parents being a very influential part of childhood, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no. You skipped an essential element. You needed to have your great topic sentence. My Uncle John and I had some main thing in common, meaning we didn't have a father growing up. He, for example, blah, 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 blah. And in my case, it was because da, 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 da. And these are the ways that it affected us. So you need to make sure that what you are writing in each paragraph, you're illustrating and giving lively examples from the interview and from your life. Okay? Do not just say, this is what my Auntie Mary said, and this is what my childhood was like, and the end, conclusion. No. If you skip to the last page of your outline, of your assignment guideline, it will tell you the feedback I gave people last time I did this paper is, do not just describe this childhood, that childhood, and then that's your paper. No way. You will only take certain aspects of what you did in your interview and apply them to your paper. Does that make sense? So it's topical. You're not just giving a description of everything that happened to that person and then everything that happened to you. You must include course material. You need to choose interesting point, analytical points. Okay, the more you use the forum to give, like, hey, is this right? Then the more you all can read each other, give each other ideas and feedback, especially if you say, hey, I want to write about this. Can anyone think of any course material I could use? And then please everyone respond, okay? But I will also, chime in, not necessarily to give you ideas on course material because that's, up to you guys to do. But for sure, if I don't see analysis, if I see too much description, not good. Okay, then the last part of your paper is your conclusion, where I want you to reflect on how a sociological analysis has helped you understand childhood. This is a great section, your conclusion section, to bring in more course material, especially from the first part of class. Okay, so all sections of this paper, it's just a 3-page paper, can use course material. Okay. This should not be of interest right now because these are the interview questions I suggested that you use. You should have already done this, okay? But there they are. I give you, next page is your rubric of the point breakdown, okay? And I also give you, in italics, kind of, if you get 20 out of 20, what does that mean about how you're doing? If you get 16 out of 20, where are the areas you need to work on? Okay, so I'm hoping that will be helpful for you. And then the last is tips for paper A. This is the last page. Yes. What I did is I included a memo that I found from my last time I taught this class and assigned this paper, and what I told the class were the following things about: don't do this, do that, people did this well, they didn't do that well. So this should be like, you should memorize what's on this page. This is really important because you get to look at the future, okay? You get the benefit of other people's paper, my feedback to them, and hopefully be able to understand what's going on in your paper now. Okay, last thing is, do you want a piece of pie? Let's see if you can read that. A piece of pie. Okay, P-I-E. Present your idea or make a point. Okay, make a point. That's your topic sentence. That's your analytical, like, cook. Okay, I illustrate, introduce examples. Okay, this is where we're talking about be lively, give vivid details about your life and the person's life. E is explain, which is your analysis, tying it all together. This is where E is where you put in and tie in your coursework. Okay, any kind of course material. Course material being lectures, readings, film, internet, even some forum postings. Maybe there was something really great someone wrote and you want to borrow it. Just cite it, and just be able. Citing means I can trace back where you found that idea. So for posting, just do your thing. Don't worry about a perfect way to cite a posting. You just put the person's name and the date or the name of the forum. Okay. All right. So this is just under 10 minutes. Hopefully you find it helpful. I'll see you all online. Hope you all had a great Valentine's Day yesterday, and let's hope you too post this. Okay. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.